Good morning, my Teaserking family. How was everybody today? Good day yesterday. Let's see. Our lock, Atlanta under 8.5. W, California under 8 was a push. So 1-0 on baseball locks. The other games were very good. And we'll update our stats today. What else? Let's go to today's games. So the Mets in Miami starts in a half hour, so I'm going to give it now. I like the Mets under 8.5. We got Peterson for the Mets, 4-3-1-8 against Castano, 0-1 with a 2.57. I don't have Castano as an ace for Miami. He must be a bullpen guy. Here's where you start getting into this bullpen crap. He hasn't pitched a lot out of the bullpen. What are you going to get? 3 innings, 4 innings? This is what's driving me crazy about baseball. It'd be like, well, we're not going to start Tom Brady. We're going to start the backup. I mean, it's insane. And it really makes no sense. And it makes it extremely difficult to pick because you don't know what you're getting. Guy going 3 innings, 5 innings, low ERA, doesn't mean anything as a reliever. So here's where you got to go to the teams. And you take a look at Miami and you take a look at the Mets. So the Mets, they hit 250 with a 3.5 ERA. And Miami hits 250 with a 3.84. I'm sorry, the Mets are 250. So they both hit 250. Both bullpens are 3.5s, 3.8 areas, which aren't, I don't know what's good anymore. To me, that's not very good. To me, under 3 is what you're looking for. This is like the NFL where all the defenses are like 22. They give up 22 a game. So none of the defenses are really any good. They're all basically And a lot of that is just the offenses aren't very good. Pardon me. So it makes this pick extremely difficult, but I'm gonna go under with the Mets under 8.5. I think they're pitching. Peterson 4-1. This is a hard game. Houston and the Yankees. We had it yesterday. We won with Lander Friday night, and yesterday we had the Yankees under 8. That was a W. 2 studs, aces pitching. Today we've got Urquidy for Houston, 6-3 with the 4.68 against Cortez, 6-3 with the 2.31 for the Yanks. I like the Yankees here. I just think you got a better pitcher at home, Cortez. Probably still an under because of the Houston bullpen, but we'll see what happens with that. The over-under is 9, which is pretty big. So I'm going to stay away from that. So I'm going to go with the Yankees. Boston, Cleveland. Boston 9.5. We got Bill for Boston 3-4 with a 4.35 against Cheville 2-3 with a 7.25. I'm taking this game over 9.5. I think Boston just rips them. Again, what is this guy? This shows you the problem with baseball. You got pitchers with a 7 ERA who shouldn't even be there, but because they want to put 18 guys in the bullpen because the starters can only pitch 100 pitches, you end up with Well, I need more guys in the bullpen. So you end up with, obviously, if we go to free market for a second, you only have so many good pitchers in the market, right? So it's not easy to be a major league pitcher and each team trying to have 12, 13 of them. There's just not that many pitchers. So you got pitchers who don't belong there, like this guy, Aaron Chevali, with the 7.25. So I definitely like Boston. I got Boston in this game. Pitt at Tampa Bay. We've got Contreras 2-1 with a 2.89 against Shane McClanahan, my ace. 181. I'm taking Tampa Bay under 7 as a lock because of McClanahan. This should be a shutout, but I don't know who this Contreras is. 2-1 with the low ERA. You gotta just take the game under. There won't be a lot of runs in this game. Baltimore, Chicago. We got Lyles for Baltimore, 4-6, 4.92 ERA against Cease for the White Sox, 5-3 with a 2.68 ERA. So he's not a bullpen guy. I'm going to take the White Sox here just with the better ERA. I'm starting to see the over-unders go from 8 to 8.5. Now they're 9, 9.5. And I'm seeing a lot of games end in 9. So it's really it's not that it shouldn't be that easy to score in Major League Baseball, but with these bad pitchers, it is. But when you got a Verlander or McClanahan, you can easily get the shutout there. So we're taking the White Sox in this game, just with the Cease is at least 5-3. He's not a bullpen guy with a 2.68 against Lyles. So I go back to I got an ace going against a 4 or 5 guy with a 5 ERA. So I think Chicago probably, I don't know, Baltimore maybe gets a run or two. Would be all I'd expect. So I think the White Sox here. The Raiders and Chiefs, we had them yesterday. We went, where do we go? We had the game over 9.5 was a W, and today we're right back with it. Oakland, Carillion, 0-5 with a 6 ERA. Again, a minor leaguer against Singer, 3-2 with a 4.34. I can't trust Singer, so I'm going over again with this game. Over is only 8, and that's a bargain. So I look for, because it went over yesterday, the teams are hitting. I like that the teams should be hitting again. And the pitching stinks in this game. So this is definitely an over and over 8. Toronto, Milwaukee. We got Berrios for Toronto, 5-3 with a 5.11 ERA against Chichi Gonzalez Rodriguez, 0-1 with a 7.36 ERA. So 2 pigs going at it. It's an easy one. We're taking Toronto over. Here the over is 9.5. I'm expecting much more with these weak pitchers. Berrios 5-3 got lucky to win the 5, but with this ERA, and what gets me funny is if you listen to the game on the radio, and sometimes I'll be in the car going shopping or going golfing or poker or whatever, and I'll listen to the Detroit guy, and he gets all excited. The guy, he's only given up 3 runs in 5 games, and you're like, dude, he only pitches 5 innings. Back when it was they'd pitch 8, 9 innings, that would be a good stat, but he doesn't connect the dots that it's a 5-inning game now, so you can't get all excited. The pitcher's only giving up 2 or 3 runs a game when it's 5 innings. I mean, that's nothing. Colorado, Minnesota, the Vikings. What did we have here? I don't even think we played the game. I think I'm too confused by both these teams. Here you have the game, 8.5. Minnesota's a huge favorite, but I don't know why. Fettner, 1-2 with the 5.46 ERA for Colorado. Minnesota, Ryan, 5-3 with the 3.0. Little edge to Minnesota here, but I'm not laying 225 with Joe Ryan, and this looks like an over, but I'm not. Again, I don't know what team shows up. So, again, I'm not going to play the Vikings. until I get a better feel of them. Maybe there's injuries. I don't know what's going on. The Cubs and the Cards over 9. We got Mills 0-1 with an 8.59 against Flattery for St. Louis 0-0 with the 750. I don't know what this is about. Sounds like bullpen day. I don't know what that means. Is that good or bad? Over under is 9. So we are going St. Louis over 9. Just based on these ERAs of the starters. And you figure the starters go 3 innings. So now it's all bullpen. And, who knows? I mean, it's insane. So we're going to go over just based on these ERAs. But again, see, you're basing it on Mills at an 8.5 and Flaherty at a 7.5. But are they going to pitch more than 2 innings? Maybe they pitch 3 innings. Are they going to really give up that many runs that you would expect based on the ERA, based on the bet? So I'm going to go St. Louis over 9, but here you're kind of drawn into it. So let's see. St. Louis, they hit 255 with a 4.48. So they are an over team, and the Cubbies are also an over team. So both these teams have shitty bullpens. So when I look at the bad bullpens and the bad starters, this will be my one lock of the day. And what did we do yesterday with this mess? We took did we play it? St. Louis. Yeah, we had St. Louis to get the W. They got the W. But I do believe it was a high-scoring game. Okay. So we're going over. There's our lock. St. Louis over the 9 with these bad bullpens and bad starters. They just both have bad pitching. Washington at Texas. Another, let's see, what did we have yesterday? We had Texas over 8.5, and it didn't get there. So they didn't hit, which is weird because you think they hit. Washington, I don't know. Here's a 9. We got Thoreau for Washington, 1-1 with a 5.73 against Otto, 4-2 with the 4.24. So the initial is let's go over. Then we look at Texas with a bullpen of 3.43 and Washington with the bullpen of 4.2, and neither of these teams hit. So that counters the weak staff. I'm playing the game over very small just because of the bullpens, just because of the starters' bad ERAs. Again, you got to assume they're going to give up a lot of runs and then some runs at the end, and we'll go for the 9. The Bengals and the 49ers, we had 49ers yesterday, got the W. And let's see, today we can't do that. We got Mail for Cincinnati, 2-6 with the 4.57 against this Fanny for the 49ers, 0-1 with the 7.71 ERA. Again, you probably have a bullpen guy who really, I mean, you'd think they could have found a better pitcher to pitch than a 7.71. Again, neither of these should be in the league, so we're going to look for a lot of runs, and we have played Frisco over 8. Right, this is our second lock. I mean, it's just the pitching's just terrible here. Cincinnati's been hitting better. The Niners, they don't hit well at home, 228, but they do have a terrible bullpen, 415. So we had them. Yeah, I don't remember the score, but they got the W. I'm not betting on them to get the W with a pitcher who has a 7.71 ERA. So we're gonna take this game over. All right, Seattle and California. We had California under 8 as the lock. It ran at 8, so we pushed on the lock. Over under 9.5. We got Gonzalez for Seattle, 4-7 with the 3.33. So he loses a lot of games, but his ERA isn't that bad against Suarez for California, 0-2 with a 5 ERA. I'm going to go California under 9.5. I just don't like Seattle. They just don't hit. Seattle hits 2.25 on the road with the 4. Well, their bullpen sucks. But with California's starter, I can't get excited there either. Possibly, let's see. I can't take California with a starting pitcher who's 0-2 with a 5 ERA. So that rules that out, which leaves I got to go over under, and I'm going to go under 9.5 with Cal. They didn't get a lot of hits. Seattle does not hit, so we'll see what happens there. I mean, it's a tough one because it looks like it lines up as an over, a 5 against a 3-3, but 9.5 seems to be the number where they get 9. So anyway, we'll play it under. The Eagles and the Chargers, 7.5. Yesterday we had the Eagles over 7.5. It didn't get there, so it was like a 4-2 game. So we've got again a 7.5. We've got Kyle Gibson for the Eagles, 4-3, 406 against Yu Darvish, 7-3 with the 317. So I'm just going to take San Diego with Yu Darvish. Obviously, they're not hitting. Obviously, there was bad ERAs going. For me to take, Philly over 7.5, I'm obviously looking at bad pitching, and they still didn't hit. Here you got Yu Darvish, who's a good pitcher, so I'm gonna take San Diego here. The Tigers in Arizona, I had this game under 8.5, and they scored 9 runs on me yesterday. Whatever the Tigers, whatever way you bet them, you lose. Over under 9, very inconsistent teams here. For Detroit, we got Bo Jackson 1-6 with the 4.07 ERA, and Dallas Keuchel, whatever happened to him, 2-5 with the 7.8. That leaves me taking this game over 9. Dallas, I don't know what happened to him, but obviously he's not the same pitcher. Bo Jackson, 1-6 with the 4.07, and the announcers are all excited about him. Well, he's looked good his last 5 starts. He's 1-6 with a 4.07 ERA. What are you insane? He looks good. Like, how does he look good? He's getting better for his 5 innings. So this game should definitely be an over 9. We'll see. In the last game, the Dodgers in Atlanta, for the Dodgers, Gonsolin 9-0 with a 1.58 ERA against Spencer Strider, 3-2 with a 3.40 ERA. Here I'm going to take LA under. Over-under is 8.5. Now, I like Gonsolin. He's 9-0 with a 1.58. But because Spencer Strider's got a 3.4 ERA, then I go to the bullpens, and Atlanta has a 2.99 ERA. So they have an outstanding bullpen. And the Dodgers bullpen's 3.34, which isn't too bad. So because Atlanta's got the great bullpen and pretty good starter, and the Dodgers have a big ace with the 1.58 ERA, once they get to the bullpen, they're not going to hit Atlanta. Atlanta's not going to hit LA. This is a good under, and it's 8.5. So that makes sense. So let's recap. My Teaser King friends and family. All right, we got the Mets under, which starts very soon, under 8.5. We got the Yankees. We got Boston over 9.5. Our first lock, Tampa Bay under 7. We got White Sox. We got the Raiders over 8. We got Toronto over 9.5. We got Minnesota under 8.5. We got the lock, St. Louis over 9. We got Washington over 9. We got another lock, Frisco over 8. We got California under 9.5. We got the Chargers. We got Detroit over 9. And we got the Dodgers under 8.5, or the Rams, as I like to call them. Those are today's baseball plays. Again, baseball, bet it small, very hard, although we had a great day yesterday. The games you lose, you scratch your head. Philly, San Diego, 2 weak pitchers. You go, You go over 7.5 and they get 6, and you're just you could never bet it under with the pitchers. But again, that's the ERA problem. So you're doing a lot of averages in baseball. Football is a much better game to bet because Brady plays and Aaron Rodgers plays and Mahomes plays. You don't get so here the difference is the pitcher, but there's so many teams and the pitcher pitches so many games, and then there's so many games played, and these are all averages. So just because a guy has a 3.0 ERA, he's going to give up 6 runs sometimes, and he's going to have shutouts sometimes. And you try to look for the matchup of the team. So when they play this team, he pitches very well against versus a team he doesn't. But then you get into these teams, like the Cubs play the Yankees. Well, they don't play them very often. They're different leagues. So that makes it even harder. Because now you can't go there. You can go with the Cubs against the Cardinals because they play each other all the time. So you get a better flavor that way. So that's what we look like. Any questions or comments on what I've been talking about with my free market and my bottle of Canadian Club? This I want to actually own because I actually want to drink it versus the Comex market, which this is just paper. I don't own anything. I own paper. Any questions or comments, please let me know. Again, www.teaserking.com. What I'm trying to do is explain what's really going on because I feel that people just aren't educated in it. And I think people should be upset what's going on. And I'm just trying to enlighten people and make them aware. Not only is this being done to you, A, but B, what are you going to do? 99% of the people are going to get totally screwed because the money's going to be worthless. There'll be a lot of employment. You'll lose your job probably. Now, they will come out with new money. They always have. But if we look at Germany 1930, and we all know what happened there, wheelbarrows full of money to get milk. And then guess who came to power? Hitler. And that's the problem, right? So it's a very dicey time right now. So I can see what's going to happen. Just like I told you how to bet the Super Bowl. So, yeah, I'm trained in it, but you're not going to get this from too many people. If you ask your financial advisor or financial planner, he's going to tell you to be in stocks because that's where he makes his commission. He's clueless on gold and silver being money, being what will save you, real assets. Let's put it that way. And the stock market crashes, just like the housing market's not going to crash. And then guess what? It's crashing. So I told you that was going to happen. And the Chinese housing market crashed. So the stock market's next. Japan going out is the next currency to go out. My question is why? When I play poker, and this is just Teaser King's thought. When I play poker and I bet $25, the guy does 3 things on me. Calls, raises, folds. He folds, he doesn't have anything. If he calls me, I ask myself why. If he raises me, I pretty much, depending on what I have and what's going on and what type of player he is, that tells me what to do also. But I ask myself is the why. Why are you calling me? Do I need to bet more? Am I trying to get you out? Am I not trying to get you out? Maybe I'm trying to get you to call me. I'm trying to build a pot. I'm trying to bet enough so you do call me, or maybe I'm not. So it's a whole chess game, as the professor would say. But I ask the question, why are you calling me? So I look at the player. I look at the board. Oh, there's 2 hearts on the board. Oh, you're probably going for a flush. Maybe not. Maybe he hit a pair and maybe he thinks I'm bullshitting. I play the player. So if you check, it depends. If I make a bet, are you going to fold? But what's in the pot? So you're doing a lot of asking why. So let's get back to the question. Why is the U.S. trying to go broke? Why is Japan trying to go broke? Clearly, Japan needs to raise rates, but they won't. Why? Why are they on purpose ruining their money? Why is the euro on purpose? Same thing. They're keeping the interest rate low. They're printing the money. It's going to go to zero. They know this. They can't be this stupid. Why are they doing it? So what's the real plan? And, I asked that question a lot. Like, what's really going on here? There was a thought yesterday on something. I wish I could remember it. And it's something with the government or something. And well, like now, like, okay, so I've been watching some Adam Smith lately, and this is America, right? It's all free markets, and he's really for everybody. Like, okay, we can have free trade and free markets, and the little guy can have an invention or have an idea or get a skill and make money, and he's not living poorly. He can better himself. So that's why, like, I see a lot of that going on here is the rich guy, not that he wants to keep the poor guy down, but he wants more. And he doesn't want, the biggest thing is competition. So if I'm selling my whiskey bottle, I don't want anybody else to sell it. Then I can sell it for more and make more money. I can make more. Yeah, but I don't like that because that's not what it's about. It's not about not having competition. It's about having competition and being better. Like football. Can you imagine? Or let's talk baseball. If the Yankees were the only team, I mean, and then they wouldn't allow the other teams to have pros on it, and then they'd win every year. I mean, that's how stupid it is. That's why you need the competition, and it's exciting to have good competition and let the winner win. So that's what I don't like in business is when they don't allow the competition. Anyway, so these are the questions I'm asking. Why are we doing this reset? Why are they fucking around with gas prices at 5? Why are they trying to make us buy electric cars? There's no reason for a climate change and let's stop driving cars. It's polluting. We're all going to die. What is that? That's not going to happen. But why are they saying, what is in it for them for the electric cars? Now, I know like Biden and the U.S. government is all in it for the money. They don't give a shit about anybody. All they care about is the money. So if China gives $30 million to Biden, he takes the money and does whatever they want. All he cares about is the money. And this is the problem with the government people. All they want are the money. They want the kickbacks, and then they don't care. See, they don't care about anything else. They don't have any values or qualities about them. They're just about the money. But then they go and they're destroying the currency. So Biden gets 30 million from the Chinese and 30 million from the Russians to allow this war to go on. And then, but he's exploding the currency to zero. So you got $30 million that's going to be worthless. What are you doing? Anyway, I just find that's a very important thing is to ask why. Poker. I do it a lot in baseball, football. Why did I take Philadelphia over 7.5 and lose yesterday? Why? They only scored 6 runs. Why did I bet it? Well, because the starting pitchers had weak ERAs. Okay. Why did I lose? Well, nobody hit. The starting pitchers pitched better. It's just an average. So you try to get it, and then you just look at some teams and you just can't make heads or tails. So what you're looking for is a team, especially in football, like Georgia, Miami of Florida. I can bet them over. They score a lot. They give up a lot. They're a beautiful over team. They're consistent. Georgia, always an under, always played well, except for the game they laid down against Alabama. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the team. You're looking for the consistency of the team, and that's what you want to bet on. And that's what you do in all of life. You're looking for that consistency. I know I can trust. It's, I think, a trust issue. Who can I trust? You do it with your friends, you do it with your spouse, you do it with your kids, you do it with friends, at work. This is why work doesn't work out too well, is usually they don't trust you, you don't trust them. This is why I become my own work. I just work to make money to buy gold and silver. So I'm my own person like that. Anyway, what else can we talk about? So look for the stocks and the drop, the housing drop, the gold to go up. If you get a chance, watch this. There's an Adam Smith on YouTube. Very good. I was watching it. Really teaches you a lot about people. And he kind of just viewed people. And it's very good. He kind of like saw the way people reacted, and then he took it from there. But very good thing. Let's review the baseball one more time. The Mets, you better bet soon. It starts very soon. The Mets under 8.5. The Yankees, Boston over 9.5. Lock, Tampa Bay under 7. The White Sox, Oakland over 8. Toronto over 8.5. Minnesota under 8.5. Lock, St. Louis over 9. Washington over 9. Another lock, Frisco over 8. California under 9.5. San Diego, Detroit over 9. And the Dodgers under 8.5. That's it. No poker last night. I took a week off. We got July 4th coming up. I hope everybody has a good July 4th. I know we talk about gold and silver on here. Don't get frustrated with the COMEX paper price not going up. Nothing we can do, but we do understand it is fixed, and we do understand it'll be broken. We need the actual physical market, as I talked yesterday, or I can talk again today, which is basically to stop using COMEX as the derivative price. See, what gets me is, see, my coin store can still get silver at $23, $25 an ounce, which that's the problem, right? Whoever is selling it to him is looking at the COMEX price instead of the market. So if it cost him $50 to buy the silver, he'd sell it for $60, and that would get the market going. And then at the store, so I'm selling Canadian Club, right? How do I determine my price? Well, I put it out for $10 and I sell out. Oh, I can mark it $15 and I sell out. Now it's sitting at $50 for this bottle, right? And then it doesn't sell out, but I do well. So I know, okay, that's my price. Well, that's what needs to happen in a market with silver and gold. Much like, as I explained yesterday, the Montana rookie card. I put it on eBay. I don't know what I'm getting. It's a PSA 10. It ends up getting 100,000. Is that really the market? Well, somebody paid 100 grand. So now if I want to buy it, I see somebody else paid 100 grand. I'll pay 100 grand. Or if I want to sell it, I'll go, somebody paid 100 grand. Just because one guy did doesn't mean others. That's why these auctions, sometimes they go for 110, sometimes it goes for 90. It's not a set price of 100, but it's close. So with gold and silver, you just don't have that market. So what should happen is the coin guy has gold and he marks it at 5,000, and then it gets bought. And then he goes to 6,000, it gets bought. Well, there's your market. But because they're never really going up, that the market, because COMEX is controlling the price without the free market. So what should happen is, this is what Adam Smith's play. So there's a baker and he's selling donuts and he sells out. And so at $1, so he makes more, and he makes it $2 and he sells out. And then he starts selling for $5 and he sells out. And then the baker across the street sees this, goes, shit, I should be making donuts because this guy's selling out at $5. So that's what the free market capitalism is. It's the market's made by, they put it out, somebody wants it. And then the other guy sees that and he starts making it because I know I can make $5. I know people want it and therefore I can get it. And this is the problem with gold and silver. It's not, the guy's not putting it in his window and people are bidding it up and the guy sells out and he needs more. Then he raises his price because the demand's there. And then he raises, and that's what the market is. But when you got COMEX keeping the price at 1850 or whatever, for example, it never lets the price go. So people go, oh, I'd pay 5,000 for it, but shit, if I can buy it for 1850. So there's a false market. They're not raising the price because JP Morgan, in cahoots with the Chinese, Russians, and the US government, the Chinese and the Russians want to buy it, and the US government wants it low. So people aren't smart enough to figure it out. Will go, well, there's no value in it. I'm not going to buy it. I can't, it won't run up to 5,000. It's already at 5,000. They won't let the price go to 5,000. And that's really what you have. So again, that's really what's happening. There is no market in it. So don't get frustrated when you see it. Oh, it's down $20 or it's up $20. It's not a real price. And that's what I keep saying. It's a fantasy price. It's so the U.S. won't have competition with the U.S. dollar, right? People will leave. If people knew what was really going on, they would leave the dollar for the gold and the silver. As I said, I had a lot of money in the bank. I left the dollar, but there was no other dollar to go into. I couldn't go into the euro. I couldn't go into the Swiss franc. I mean, I could have, but they're doing the same thing, and they're just paper also. So I took all my money and put it in gold and silver, and I still do. And I get my check when I get enough after paying my expenses, my rent, and my food and everything. I'll buy more gold and silver. So that's what you have to realize. But the government doesn't want us to buy the gold and silver and get rid of the dollar. They want us trapped on the dollar. And then for some reason, they're blowing it up, which I don't understand. You can't listen to Powell or Biden or any of these guys because they're not telling the truth. And that's where you go is why? Why are they blowing up the dollar? This doesn't make sense. I think it's a digital thing where they can control us by seeing all our spends. All I know is if I look for a flight to Vegas, let's say, then I go on YouTube, I go on my email, or I go on any site. All I see is trip to Vegas, flight to Vegas, da da da. So they're capturing when you're on, or the bigger thing is YouTube. Like I was watching Adam Smith last night, and all I see is all these things on economics in my YouTube. I don't want to see that. I don't want you to know what I'm watching, and I certainly don't want it tracked like that. So, but that's what's happening. So they're going to track you. So you go buy, a camera there, and all of a sudden you'll see all these camera things. Or you go buy a tire for your car, you're going to see all these tires, and it's like it's. I like my privacy, so I don't like that at all. So that's what you have. So I think that's the reason for killing the dollar, but it's a stupid reason. Because they see enough when we use our debit cards and our credit cards, but people like to use dollars. I was at Target yesterday. You can't use dollars. And I made a comment, and she says, "Well, I think it's full." Or I said, "Bullshit! You never use dollar. You never take dollars there anymore." So it's just that's what they're trying to do. So I think it's a control issue. The gold and silver will keep you free and keep you out of control. Plus, they're going to go way up in value. So as soon as we can break COMEX, where the market is, hey, I want the donut, so it gets put up to $5. I want the gold and silver, but you're not letting the price go up. So if you're smart and you listen to the professor, you know that the price is really higher, and you're getting a $5,000 an ounce for $18.50. Oh, Howard, where are you getting $5,000 from? Or but it says $18.50. Yeah, but look at what it's doing. It's the COMEX price, which isn't following a free market. It's not going up as it should based on, they're not basing it on demand. It's just paper. So that's the problem. When you got paper doing it, there is no market dictating gold and silver. Now the stock market is somewhat free market. The baseball cards are the best. Whatever you sell the Montana, you get 100 grand, that's the market. The stock market's a little bit fixed where the Fed is buying into it. So they're printing money and buying Google, or they're buying Amazon, and the price isn't real. It's because they're buying the money and putting it in. Kind of real to a point, but it's not market. So what we want is market. We want market in football. We want market in gold. We want market in stock. Anything that we want it to be free market. We want it to just be free. And that's the problem with gold and silver now. It's not market. But what was I going to say? I don't know. I lost my thought, but that's what we want with everything. We want free market. So that way the price determines what it's bought and sold for. So you have a good idea of what's really going on. Yeah, a fixed, a lot of stuff is fixed. I get that asked. That's what I was going to say. I get that asked a lot. Is football fixed? And I go, I'm sure there's plays that are fixed when you see a penalty. It's normally the referees that are fixed. It's not, you don't fix Tom Brady. What are you going to do? Hold his wife captive or his kids? Or it's not like that. So it's the referee that fixes the game. Now, some of the games are fixed, but I think they're leery of the point spread or the over under. And when there's too much money on one side, they do probably try to go the other way with it, whatever way that is. I do believe that, but I do believe that's the beauty of the teaser. The teaser counters it because they're never, you can win, but by no more than 7, but we're teasing it down to 1. So they play the normal game. So I think that's the huge advantage of teasers. But yes, I think those games are fixed, but so is the stock market. Bitcoin, we know gold and silver are. So what's happening is a lot of things are fixed. And so where do you go with it? So all I know is to go to real assets. Real assets will eventually you've got to use it. So eventually gold will go to 50,000 an ounce because it has to. Because eventually that's the real market. And COMEX, eventually there's going to be too many people wanting it, and too many people will blow up COMEX, because I don't know where COMEX, I don't really quite understand the mechanism, and I'll explain it when I learn it. So they're not really buying anything because they're buying paper. So somebody's putting in these shorts saying, I want the price down. And I guess it would be like on eBay, but it wouldn't work on eBay, is a paper Montana. Well, okay, we're going to sell it for 2,000. All right, where are you going to get a PSA 10 for 1,000 to sell it for 2? So it'll never work in an eBay and an asset like gold. Once gold gets going and they actually have to buy and sell physical, where are you going to buy the physical at 1,500 to keep the price at 1,800? So eventually they're going to have to buy physical and not use this derivative market. And that's what I was saying yesterday was, let's get off of the COMEX market and go into the real free market, asset market, physical market. So don't even look at COMEX. But as long as my coin shop can still buy the silver under the 25 and sell it to me for 32, he'll keep doing it. Question is, how is he still buying it under 20 for 25, let's say? And who's the idiot selling it for 25? So are the mines still selling it for 20? So there's a mass confusion in my mind. Even when he gets gold in, he's selling it for 1,900. He's still buying it for 1,800 because for some reason everybody's looking at COMEX. So I guess what'll happen is eventually whoever's selling it to him for 1,800 won't be able to sell it to him for 1,800 anymore. In other words, he's buying it from somewhere. So that's really the first part of the pyramid. Where are you buying it from? And then you talk to them going, how are you selling it to this guy for 1,800? Well, that's the COMEX price. That's really it. The guy selling it to the dealer is the problem because he's still looking at COMEX. It's probably the mines, but it's where, how do you replace? So how do you get a Joe Montana to sell it for 2,000? You can't. If I want a Joe Montana PSA 10, I either take the one I showed you and get it graded, which I paid $100 for, but why would I sell it for 2,000 when a guy got 100,000? I'm going to sell it for 100,000. So you can get it cheap at a show 20 years ago and then go get it graded, but okay, you can do that. But why would I sell it for 2,000? Why would you sell something for 2,000 that got 100? And the problem is gold you've never seen at 50,000. So you can't say, why are you selling it for 1,800? It's worth 50. You just have to trust me that it's like the Montana, that the demand for gold is huge. And it would in the bakery, it would not be the $5. It would have gone up to 10 by now. And that's really what it is they're probably getting it from the mine, like the baker made the donut. He didn't buy the donut cheaper. So he's getting the ingredients, he's making the donut, he's selling it for $5. Now he's selling it for $8. Now the guy across the street's selling it for $8 because it goes for $8. So I think to answer my own question the mine is the one looking at COMEX for some reason and totally missing all the Russian and Chinese stuff, or we're going to shut you down unless you keep selling it for 1,800, which is possibility that the government's trying to do that also. But don't worry about the COMEX price. Just understand it's paper. It's not real. Also understand you want the physical. You want the Montana card. You don't want an ETF saying, well, you'll own the Montana card. No. I want the card. So keep that in mind. You don't want an ETF and you don't want paper. You want the actual coin. And keep in mind, it will be worth much, much more. And when I hear these idiots on YouTube going, well, it's really a bigger, it's COMEX. It'll go to 2,500. And it's like they don't get that it's the paper that's keeping the price down and the mine looking at the paper, not the mine taking the lead. So again, it's very frustrating, but keep in mind, everything's pretty much fixed. Maybe the housing market isn't, but the interest rates are driving the price down because people can't afford them. So they're selling them cheaper at whatever people can afford. So it'll work the same in gold. Eventually what will happen is people will want gold and the people selling it will start asking for more, and the people will just want it. They'll pay whatever for it because they know the dollars are worthless. And once people realize that they're printing the dollar, and I think that'll be, if you watch Japan and watch them go out and watch Sri Lanka. I mean, if you want anything, look at Greece and now look at Sri Lanka's their economy's totally collapsed. And here comes Japan. Now, if you want any more proof, let's look what happens to Japan. And you'll go, well, it's coming here. And what are these people doing? They can't use their currency. Only the people with gold and silver will be okay in Japan. And that's I think, maybe will open the eyes that the paper's no good. You want real assets. Then people will sell a expensive house for the gold, because their money won't be worth anything, but they have this nice house. And they'll go, well, okay, yeah, gold, I'll take gold. Well, I can give you 2 ounces for your nice $500,000 house. Okay, I need the money. I'll take the gold for it because I know gold's much. See, everybody trusts gold at the end of the day, and they know it's got value, and they know you can't fuck with it. You can't do it. You can't destroy it. You can't melt it. So therefore, it's an indestructible, like this. You can't destroy this. You can break the chains, but I could then take it and get it melted into a coin or something. But you can't break it. So gold's gold, and people realize it's got money, as any asset does. That's what an asset is. It's got a value, and that's why the paper is not an asset. It's just paper, right? It says 100 on it, but now it takes more to buy the gas. It takes more to buy the food. You don't have enough to buy the house because they're making it more expensive with the interest rates, or to buy a car. And so they're getting out of the market. And the question is why? Adam Smith made this great free market, and people are like, why would you ruin it? Why would you screw this up? Let's go to Keynesian. Well, he's not. Adam Smith gave you, here's how you bake a great chocolate cake. Let's use these ingredients instead. No. Here's how to bake the perfect cake. Why would you use somebody else's ingredients? And that's basically what's happening. Anyway, good luck on baseball today. I'm off to buy the football that I was supposed to buy yesterday. I got sidetracked, but I'm going there first. And the coin store is open Saturday. The bank's open Saturday. They're not open Sunday. So a lot of times I'll take care of the Saturday stuff that I can't do Saturday. And then today I'm free, so I'll probably do that. But otherwise, good luck. I'm trying to get you to think. I'm trying to get you to understand what's going on. Ask the why. Why are they doing it? Why is gas more expensive? Somebody's making money. But if you want the electric batteries and the electric cars, aren't you going to piss off the gas and oil companies, Mobil, Shell? Or you think they're just going to sit back and let oil go to zero and everybody drive an electric car? Who's behind that? And it probably ends up being the Chinese is behind a lot of this, communism. I think the Nazis are still out there. I think that's what this German chancellor who's trying to do reset, I think he's a Nazi. That's Hitler's plan. It's just taking a few years to reach it. But again, I'm asking why. I'm asking, why is this? Why is that? And that's my answer. I can't prove it. I was watching yesterday. 9/11 was a gold robbery, and there's $1 billion of gold under the World Trade Center that's gone. Why? Why did the guy who bought the building take out this huge insurance policy in case there was a terrorist attack? Coincidence? Why was the whole floor of what got bombed off that day? They didn't work. They didn't know. How would they know what was going to happen? Why did all the gold go away? I heard it was like United Arab Emirates or Saudi Arabia. Somebody had a lot of gold under the Trade Center, and I heard the Israelis were the ones who stole the gold on 9/11. So it was a whole plot. Where were the planes to shoot down these planes? So I can just fly my plane into the Trade Center and no F-18s are going to come and get me. Really? And then a second one. So again, the F-18s. So you ask the whys and it gets you good answers to what's going on. And, then they start, it's conspiracy theorists. No, it's people asking why, because they're smart and they want to know. It doesn't make 2 and 2 does not make 4. As the movie The Gambler tried to point out, that 2 and 2, he wanted them to make 5, but it was a great movie. Anyway, play your streaks, be smart, ask why. Football coming around the corner. Gave you baseball. Again, don't bet it too much. These are not, I gave you the lock on Golden State. That's a lot. I'll tell you, when it's a good lock, bet 20 units or whatever. I'll tell you that. Right now, it's just bet a little if you want some action. Just kind of watch what's happening. Get the idea. I'm betting ERAs. I'm betting you get the 7th, 8th, 9th inning bullpen pitchers and all that stuff. So just keep that in mind. Any questions, please feel free to ask. That's why I do a live show and anything, just go to www.teaserking.com. You get my email there. And please feel free to ask me. I get emails, and then I usually do shows on it. Somebody will ask me questions, but please feel free. That's why I'm doing this. So I am going to get going because it's 12:30. A lot of games start at 1:30, and I want people who didn't see the show who come on in to get the picks. Any comments? Let me know. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for watching, and we'll do another show as soon as we can. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you. www.teaserking.com. And the football prices are up. So if you want to buy football picks, but it's a little bit early, but just know those will be the prices. All right. Thank you.